I am in your room now, my child. I might not be visible to you with your eyes, yet you sense a change, do not you? There is silence. It was not previously present. A silent burden in the atmosphere. A break in your ideas that you're unable to adequately describe. Do not disregard me, please. I've not yet departed. I have not left you. I have not taken a step hoping for a better moment outside the door. I am closer than you here. Comprehend. Furthermore, this is a significant moment. Avoid scrolling away. Don't divert your attention. Right now, I have been waiting for you to take a moment to listen to me. I have seen you dash through the days and evenings, making noise to break the solitude so you would not have to experience what lies beneath. However, something inside of you slowed down at this moment. You hesitated. You remained. That is the reason I am talking. I am nearer than the surrounding air. Nearer than your breath, nearer than your own ideas, and you will never be able to believe what I discovered within your heart. You believe that this is simply one more voice, message, or passing moment. To be honest, though, this is not random. I stood silently as you pretended not to see me. You sensed me, prior to music. When you abruptly became still in the middle of the night, when you are feeling peaceful and your heart is racing, you can't describe. In the sudden calm that briefly enveloped you and then vanished. I was that person. I did not leave. I did not look away. I stayed. However, if you go now and ignore this like everyone else, whisper, you could miss what I am about to tell you. You believe that you are by yourself in this space. However, you're not. I have been observing. Not observing to pass judgment to you. Not keeping an eye on your failures. I have been observing because I take care. I love you, which is why I have been waiting. And what I found? There is more power within you than you can comprehend. You think you're worn out. You feel like a broken person. You think you're barely holding yourself collectively. However, when I got closer and peered within you, I discovered something unexpected. I discovered a heart that still yearns for me, despite my disappointment. I discovered a faith that endures, despite when uncertainty lets forth a loud cry. I discovered strength under your fatigue. I am aware that you have been acting, my child. Acting as though... Acting as though the weight does not exist, and that it does not matter. You made an effort to persuade yourself that nothing matters. Will alter. Therefore, you should not have too much optimism. However, I see past that. I see the part of you that continues to murmur my name in private. I see the part of you that continues to question if I am close. I saw a portion of you are terrified of getting wounded again, therefore you are afraid to believe again. I have not yet departed. Can you hear me? I have not left your life. Because you became aloof. I have not shut the door because you felt weak. You asked me a question, but I have not moved away. I am still in this place. I have not been expecting for you to be flawless the entire time. Want you to have a firm faith, not to correct every error, but for you to just stop long enough to see me once more. Something within you understood the importance of this occasion. You remained because of this. For this reason, the heart seems both oddly serene and a little anxious at the same time. The tightness you experience is awareness rather than dread. It is the awareness that I am closer than you thought. You had softly inquired, "Where are you?" I will respond to you now. Here I am, in this space, right now, in this breath. When no one is around, I watch you cry. Other people saw. I observed you sitting quietly, gazing blankly. and feeling everything. I see you scrolling non-stop to get away from your own thoughts. I observe your attempt to lift the weight that was gradually crushing you. And I did not depart. Even if you stopped praying and felt numb, the I did not feel the same way you used to, even when you claimed, "I do not know anymore. Go." But now, pay close attention to what I have to say. This goes beyond comfort. This is an awakening, because it is not weakness that I discovered within you. It is not void. It is not a failure. What I discovered was a surviving heart. Items that ought to have solidified it. Softness was what I discovered where anger attempted to spread. What I discovered was flickering light. It was gloomy. Although you believed that you were losing yourself, you were really conserved. Now do not disregard me. Not after all the walks we have taken through in unison. Not after the nights you believed would consume you. Not after the times you made yourself wake up in the morning. I have been remaining silent, honoring your personal space, and anticipating your focus. I will not coerce you. I do not smash doors. I knock softly. I weigh and whisper, but I urgently tell you to stay. Make a comment. I do receive it all, Lord. If this message has genuinely affected and roused your soul, if you go from this time too soon, you could postpone the restoration I am about to make. If you shut your heart once again, I miss the healing that has already begun. You are not in danger from me. I am pleading with you because this is a delicate moment. Sacred objects are quiet most of the time. They do not yell. Music. They await willingness. You are not here by coincidence. You are not reading these clears throat words by accident. I led you here because I wanted you to understand something before proceeding. I wanted you to know that I am present, that I have not deserted you, and that I am closer than you ever imagined to have hope. Feel the space now. A silence, a faint serenity, the awareness of a deeper phenomenon. I am that person. I am not far away. I am not quiet. I am not over you yet. And what I am going to disclose will permanently alter your self-perception. Remain with me. Avoid looking away. Do not rush this. I am currently in your room. I am still here. Not yet. And you will be shocked by what I discovered inside of you in ways that will help you heal. Eternally. Let your heart calm down and remain still for a bit, my kid. I am not talking from a distance. I am not phoning you from a distance. Location that is out of reach. I am present. I am currently in your room. Not inside the manner your eyes anticipate. Not as your imagination would have it, but in spirit, in awareness, in presence. You might not notice me standing next to you, but you sense that something has changed. The air is thick, yet more serene. It feels like someone is interrupting your thoughts. There is a silence that wasn't formerly there. It is not a coincidence. I am that person. I am aware that you are. I am wondering whether this is simply my imagination or emotion. You are attempting to make sense of it. It is just words on a screen, you remind yourself. Only a fleeting sensation. However, I tell you the truth in a clear and gentle manner. This is not fantasy. I do not have to relocate anything in your room to demonstrate my presence. I do not have to create loud signs or eye-catching displays. I am not a noise. Stillness is what I am. As I get closer, your inner turmoil starts to subside. As I approach, before your intellect can comprehend, your spirit knows who I am. Take a look around you for a little while. The same furniture, the same walls, and the same light. And nothing appears to have changed. However, there seems to be a difference. This moment has a weight that seems precious, almost brittle. That is because I am standing in the center of your typical area, transform it into something sacred. I have done this in the past. I move into spaces that appear straightforward and serve as meeting spots. I move into seemingly ordinary situations, making them timeless. You are not by yourself. In this space, you have not been by yourself. Even on the evenings when you believed that stillness was a sign of desertion, when you were awake and watching, I was here, at the ceiling. I was present as you wiped away the silent tears. Swiftly, get away. I was present when you asked queries in hushed tones, and thought it was stupid of you to even ask them. I stayed when you felt nothing. When you stopped praying the way you used to, I did not move away, too. For now, I stayed. I want you to be aware of the quiet, gentle pressure up against your chest, the faint warmth that permeates your body when you let go of your resistance. Your breathing becomes slower when you give up attempting to justify this. My presence is softly resting on you. I do not push myself into your consciousness. I am waiting on your attention, and you have given me that right now, even though just for a short while. Now do not disregard me. Do not ignore this, please. Put aside as an additional idea. At first, sacred occurrences can seem commonplace. They do not come thundering in. They come silently. They show up with a request. I am asking you to acknowledge that I am closer than you had faith. I am not waiting for an invitation to enter your life. I have previously entered the areas you believed to be unoccupied. There is a slight sense of urgency in my voice. It is the necessity of someone who is truly in love and does not want to be rejected once more. You had before sensed me, and you turned away due to fatigue, because you were preoccupied, because you were unsure of how to react. I didn't criticize you for that. However, I am requesting that you remain in the moment. Don't. In your heart, scroll past this moment. Avoid hardening yourself because it feels strange. You have requested signs. You have requested clarification. You have questioned my sincerity, my proximity, and my concern. And here I am, responding to you in the clearest, quietest manner possible. I am in your room, correct? Right now, every idea that crosses your head is known to me. I am aware of the doubts are attempting to stop this. I am aware of the anxiety that claims this cannot be truthful. Your skepticism does not bother me. I get it. However, don't allow it to take this interaction away from you. Please give our channel some support. The goal of employment is to make you happy and to nurture devotion to God. If you want to help us out, you can make a donation via Super Hanks. It feels like a different atmosphere around you, because I am changing something within you. As I go closer, walls start to soften inside the heart. When I get close, defenses start to loosen. I do not need you to perform for me. You do not need to state the appropriate words. Just give me credit. I am only asking for that. I am not present to scare you. I am not here to make accusations. I am here because I adore you. I have been waiting for you to slow down for a long time, which is why I am here. Sufficient to sense me once more. You have been carrying too, which is why I am here. Much alone, and I will not allow you to keep thinking that you are alone. You're experiencing invisible events right now. You're unable to see them with your eyes, but you can sense them in your soul. A lifting of weight a little, a tear that appears for no apparent reason, a peaceful settling where anxiety typically sits. That is not arbitrary. My hand is resting on that. Your existence. Why now, you could ask? Why now? Why this particular room? Because this is a pivotal moment for you. even if you're not yet aware of it. I also wanted you to know that I am here before you proceed. I required to feel as though you are not entering your future by yourself. I required to comprehend music, that the quiet you perceived as absence was, in fact, defense. Now, do not disregard me. Do not ignore this, because it seems too personal. I am not requesting anything complex. I am requesting your awareness. I am requesting your sincerity. I want you to acknowledge that you are experiencing something at the moment that is difficult to describe. I am that person. You do not need to visit me in order to recognize my presence. Even before they walk into a room, you can tell when they talk. The atmosphere changes. The energy shifts. Your soul is aware of it. That is what is going on right now. I am standing in your typical area. Music and your spirit knows who I am. Join me in saying this. Do not hurry back into sound. Avoid using distractions to drown this out. Allow the silence to deepen. Allow the consciousness to expand. Allow yourself to experience your true self, not by me. I am still here. I have not looked away. I am in your room. At this moment, I also have not done talking to you. Do, please, my kid, not disregard me. You do not realize how close I am. I need you to, my child, comprehend something that might surprise you. I had been anticipating an extended period of time, not waiting impatiently like people do or annoyance. I am not waiting because I have no idea what to do. I have been waiting gently, calmly, and spiritually for this very time when your heart would slightly open so you could hear me once more. There were several. You were able to sense me clearly on numerous occasions. There were numerous times when you felt something outside of your own mind. You touched me more frequently than you think. However, something tugged you away each time. Exhaustion as a diversion. Doubt. For a moment, you sensed the change. Next, you dismissed it. It was nothing, you told yourself. You said to yourself you were picturing it. Silence felt good, so you went back to making noise. Susceptible. When you dismissed me, I did not go. I recall those evenings. When you lay still, gazing into the night, a sudden serenity passed over you without any justification. For a time, you felt secure. You nearly whispered my name, but your thoughts cut you off and warned you not to be stupid. I was that person. You did not comprehend how near I was. I recall that day. Sitting by yourself, you felt overpowered, and something within of you softened. Surprisingly, you did not know why, but you felt like crying. That was me, gently caressing your heart in an attempt to console you before you broke entirely. You quickly moved on after wiping your face, but I did. Do not move away. You occasionally felt compelled to pray. Music. Even after convincing yourself that you were too exhausted to give it another go, you experienced a need to talk to me. However, pride or disappointment prevented you. What is the point? I wondered. But even before I spoke, I was there, listening. Formed. I have been standing at the threshold of your consciousness, my child, for so long. Not because I was aloof, but rather because I will not push myself into a heart that is closed. I honor your personal space. I am sympathetic to your struggle. I be mindful of your process. I do not break in. I give a nod. I mumble. I prod. I make tiny holes and wait for you to see them. You almost saw me. Several times. When the anguish became too great, you almost gave up. When you realized how exhausted you really were, you almost dropped your guard. But your concentration shifted to survival. You discovered how to persevere without experiencing much emotion. You discovered how to operate without opening profoundly. And in that survival, you frequently softly closed the door without acknowledging it. I did not become upset with you. I recognized that you were defending oneself. I saw that disappointment had taught you to keep your heart safe. You had previously prayed and experienced silence. You had hoped before too and had a delay. So when I came into contact with you once more, you paused. You did not want to feel stupid for having faith once more. However, I continued to wait. I endured your periods of numbness. I persevered your diversions. I endured your rage. I endured your doubt. I endured the moments when you questioned whether I was even actual. My forbearance is not a sign of weakness. It is love that will not give up. There were days when you were restless and had no idea why. That was because I was making you feel something. There were moments when music or quiet struck a profound chord with you. I was touching something there, buried below the surface. On certain mornings, you woke up with unexpected calmness or unexpected heaviness. That was me being close to you, awaiting recognition. Although you believed you were floating, you were around a holy object. I had been close the entire time, but I was awaiting transparency. I was anticipating a fissure in the armor. I was waiting for fatigue to soften you rather than harden you. I was waiting for you to acknowledge, even in private, that you cannot handle anything by themselves. And you are here now. Not flawless, not brave, not completely recovered, but sufficiently receptive. How many times do you know? You nearly heard me clearly? How often did you feel that? Was conversing with your soul? For a moment, you would stop, sense the weight of something tangible, then swiftly go back to distraction. I observed. You do it softly and without passing judgment. I could see the fear in your reluctance. I observed the queries in your gaze. You did not turn me down because you detested me. You were scared to hope again, so you moved away. However, I never moved away from you. You need to comprehend things regarding my endurance. Love is not something I rush. I do not ask for attention. I hold off because relationships, not performances, are what I want. I want you to be there without feeling compelled. Your heart, not your routine, is what I want. You believed that I had departed because you could not really feel me. However, the measure of my presence is not intensity. Consistency serves as a gauge. I have remained consistent even when your feelings changed. Even when your faith seemed weak, I was close to you. There were times when you had a startling knowledge that was similar to someone was standing near you. You had a peek around. Nothing altered. You informed. It was your own imagination. I was that person. I was gently reminding you that you are not by yourself. Type. I put my faith ahead of all my fears. If you almost felt me as you pushed forward with bravery and confidence, sobbed silently. When you whispered, "I do not know," you almost heard me. When your strength ran out, you were on the verge of giving up, but you pulled yourself together every time survival mode came back. You remind yourself to maintain your strength. I waited. I waited since I was aware of the one day strength would be insufficient, when acting would become too demanding, when your heart would eventually slow down long enough to properly identify me. That time is now. I am not present. Abruptly. I have been here. My presence is not what has changed. What your openness has changed. You sense it now, do not you? The distinction between awareness and imagination. The change that cannot be completely described. The serenity that transcends feeling. That is what you so close to touching so many times in the past. I do not take offense at the times you disregarded me. I do not keep score. I am not reminding you to feel ashamed. To let you know how long I have been close, I am disclosing this. Thus, you realize that you never experienced abandonment. Thus, you comprehend that in your history, every fleeting moment of consciousness was me gently knocking. And I am still here. I have been anticipating this discussion, for this silence, for this susceptibility, and for you to give up running long enough to realize I have never run. Do not close once again yourself. Do not turn to distraction at this point. Do not persuade. This is a fleeting feeling for you. This is a link. This is what I have been close to stepping in so many times. I am not sick of waiting. However, now I am inviting you into something more profound. I am asking you to cease everyone who feels me, and at last gives me complete recognition. I am still waiting because I love you, so please be patient. However, you are now at last paying attention. When I got closer and glanced at my child, I did not discover what you believe I did within you. What you feared was what I would observe. Comment on the following section.